Hello my friends, I have just finished my latest artwork and I would like to share it with you and speak a little bit about the coloring, the techniques I use to add the color inside my landscape. Some of you have requested this, so let's get into it. This is my result, this is my character. It's a warrior and a nice landscape with mountains, sky, clouds, ocean, you name it, everything is there. So in this composition there are three dominant colors. One is the red, the other is the blue, and the third is less dominant, is the green. And this has to do with the triadic system I use. So we have the red on the cloth, on the sail, on the mountains, and then we have the blue. The sky, the ocean, the armor is blue. Those two colors are complementary colors. We have the blue, the cool color, and the warm color, which is the red. And this is the color wheel over here. We have the red, and opposite the red is this blue. So this is how I find the complementary colors. On the color wheel, the one that's opposite the other is the complementary. So I use the red and the blue in most of my composition, and then according to the triadic system, the third color would be the green, which is 10 to 15% around, I would say. I don't use it too much because it will make everything too complicated. Now, something else I would like to speak about is that, okay, we have chosen the colors. Now, I never use a solid red like there. Always, if I check my saturation, you guys see how desaturated it is. The colors I use are very desaturated. Let's zoom in. You see? But somehow we have the illusion of color. We have the illusion, let me say more correctly, of saturation because these colors are next to each other and they create this effect. Same with the blues. See how desaturated it is? It's very, very desaturated. All of them. But again, because they are next to each other, they create this effect of saturation. And this is a very nice trick. It's actually one painting I've seen, and it's like an old building. It looks very yellow, but if you pick each color separately, you're gonna see that it's almost gray. But all these grays with slightly different saturation next to each other create this illusion of color. So I use the same technique here, and it looks very vibrant. Like this blue, I would say it's pure blue, but when you pick it, you're gonna see how desaturated it is. Almost like half the way from pure gray. This is pure blue, and our color is like there. It's very, very desaturated, and it gets more desaturated the further we move away. Yeah, something else. As you see, this surface here is armor, metallic armor, and the color should be the blue. A technique I use here that many artists use from Renaissance and from other paintings and contemporary art is that they start with the color, and the gradient will end up in the complementary color. So in this case, we start with a blue and we move towards this direction, and it becomes a red. So, and it works. Here it works because I can see the reflection from the cloth, so it makes sense. Same here on the clouds. It starts with the blue and it ends up in something like a pink, and this is a very nice effect. I use this all the time. Same here. From blue we go to red. From blue we go to red. It's a very nice effect, and it makes everything look more natural because every object and every surface has a reflection. Like the metal is gonna have a lot of reflection from the light and the objects around it, and the cloth will have less reflection. So it's nice to consider that, and I do when I draw, that every object interacts with the object around it. So this is about the color wheel. I will speak a little bit about contrast. Let's make this black and white. And okay, I will start by saying that my focal point is the area right here, the face and the expression. So when I know what my focal point will be, I want to put the most contrast there. In this case, I have a very bright background and a very darker face, and this will separate the two objects, and it will make the focal area very distinguished from the rest, and it's gonna make it very clean. Same effect here. The sheep from the mountains has a very different value. Not as much as the focal point, but it's still enough, and it still does the job. Same here. The leaves, comparing to the ocean, they have different value. The skulls, etc. So I always do that. I don't do this at the end of the artwork. I do this while I am drawing. I'm always checking my contrast. I want to make sure that I'm on the right path. So basically this is my drawing. This is the reason I chose those three dominant colors. They are complementary, and the green one is the third color that goes in there, but in much less number, let's say. So if you like it, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, leave your suggestions. I would like to know what you will do differently, what you like, what interests you, and what other things you want me to make a video about in the future. So having said that, enjoy my artwork, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.